Hola amigos, this is level 12 and today I'm not dead. So, I know I haven't been uploading and that's for a couple reasons which I will get to at the very end of this video because I don't want to front load this entire video. And I know the video I posted Monday didn't go so well, but whatever! Freaking we're back to normality. Anyways, kind of school, whatever. Spring break! Anyways, today we're going to be asking ourselves, is Hetalia racist? Now, a few things before we delve into this question and this theory and this whatever you may call it. Some people back in the day when Hetalia was really big and when I first started in the community, Hetalia had a bunch of SJW people and Hetalia almost got shut down because of those people, and that's partly why I think Hetalia is kind of dying right now. But when you talk about a show that's personifying the countries, some people are gonna already have their eyebrows raised at it like, alright, how is this gonna go? And I wasn't like that because the way my friend explained it to me was the countries are personified reenacting World War II, so in my mind I thought it was gonna be a lot more serious than what it was, but I didn't mind what it was. I thought it was cool. I was very confused after the first episode, I'm not gonna lie, but I stuck with it. So, first, we must ask ourselves this very pondering question. What is racism? Now, these definitions are from Merriam-Webster, but I also like the definition from Urban Dictionary, which was like, the true meaning has been lost. I feel that's a pretty good description of racism. But, anyways, let's go with the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. She got the good details. 1. A belief that a race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. Entry number 2. Racial prejudice or discrimination or favoring in a few other dictionaries I found. So, first off, Hetalia doesn't really follow the second one because Hema has characters from a bunch of countries. I think one from each except for South America, because Cuba is part of North America. But we have one almost from all the continents, except for Antarctica and South America, but whatever. But it's the first one that might get Hema in trouble. Now, determinant of human traits. When I think of human traits, I think of facial characteristics and hair color and eye color and stuff like that. And to an extent, race does kind of pick that. You're not going to see a black person with naturally blonde hair. That's a thing there. But it also isn't the primary determinant. And the way Hemo draws his characters is how they look in real life. Like Europe, most of the Europeans are blonde-ish, light. Let me put it this way. They're fair-skinned with lighter hair color and lighter eye color, and this is partially due to race, the food they have, how much sun they get, and in the case of some of these bottom regions down here, it's due to the Arabic blood that's in them. That's why they're like that. Now let's go to Asia. Most of Southeast Asia, they all kind of look similar, not necessarily the same, but you get what I'm saying. They're all kind of whatever color they are. I don't know. And with dark brown or black hair, and then the more you go to the west, they get darker with darker hair and darker eyes, and that's just how they would look in real life. I mean, Hema tries to draw them kind of accurately. Now, Prussia here, Prussia's albino, how accurate can he be? But it's just this thing of how Hema draws his characters is they're trying to look realistic, and if someone came up to me and told me that, oh, England is black, that's racist, I'm gonna be like, no, when I think of an English person, I think of a white person. When I think of most of Europe, I think of a white person because that's where most of the white people get their ancestry from. They get it from Europe. And they're like that due to their diet, how much sun they get, and all that kind of stuff. And the weather. Diet, weather, sunlight are probably the main determinants of traits, and over time, that's just how stuff reproduces. Like, come on. And if you're wondering why Irish people have red hair, it's because they weren't naturally red-headed. I think it was from the potatoes that eventually gave them their red hair. And if you're wondering, oh, potatoes can't do that, well, Ireland lived off potatoes for a really long time, and when the huge potato famine happened, they died. A lot of them died. When your entire not ecosystem, but food food, whatever, is based off potatoes, there's gonna be some reasons for that, and like, yeah, that's why they have red hair. So, back to this thing. I believe that race is the primary determinant of human traits. Nah, I don't think Hema fits into that category of it's the primary determinant. I mean, it does help, but again, as I said, weather, food, diet, how much sun you get, geography, it's all gonna affect that. That's why, like, some people from South America, they don't look like like Mexican or whatever. I've seen some people from South America that suddenly have a Spanish accent and speak Spanish really well, and they look white. Like my Spanish teacher last year, I legit thought she was white until she told me she was from Venezuela, and I was like, oh, so yeah. So sometimes that can happen as well, but again, the main determinations of what people look like, based on who they are originally, is from like food and weather, sunlight, geography. It's not just race. Race is the byproduct of all those things, of food, weather, geography, stuff like that. That's how race is determined. Now, we're going to talk about Hema and the stereotypes. Now, some people think stereotypes are racist. It depends on if you're using them derogatorily or funny. Some bad stereotypes that I know, I'll just use Southern people as example, is that we're inbred hillbillies that commit incest a lot. That's bad. I don't do that. No one that I know does that, but that's a stereotype. It's also a stereotype for Asian people to be bad drivers, or, you know, stuff like that. So that's the basic premise. But Hema does play on stereotypes, because stereotypes are what some people just, that stereotypes are some of the only things people know about other countries. So some of the stereotypes Hema plays on are the Japanese are quiet and reserved, and I'm gonna attempt to say that's kind of true, because I know Japan is like, whatever, just trust me on this. I know my Japan. Anyway, Germany is strict, and I think this comes from Germany had a really strong army. So if a country has a really strong army, I would think they're strict. America is self-important. We are. France is a hopeless romantic. China copies Japan's stuff. China copies a lot of people's stuff. Canada is quiet and kind. And there are two stereotypes of Canadian people. They're either quiet and kind, or they're loud and Paul Bunyan-like. So Hema doesn't play on the Paul Bunyan type stereotype. These are the ones that Hema plays on, and he doesn't put them in a negative light. Like, he makes it funny. He makes it fits with the character's personality, and you can tell who that character is. Now, as you get into more obscure countries like Czechoslovakia, or just the Czech Republic now, I'm sorry. Czechoslovakia, you were a hopeless cause. Anyways, you're gonna get into harder stereotypes to find, because not a lot of people know stuff about Czech. Like, I know nothing about Czech except its capital. It's Prague, by the way. But Hema even breaks those stereotypes. Like, he makes them, and then he just throws off some weird curveballs. Like, Latvia is small and weak. Latvia is Eastern European. Do you know how bad Eastern European would do to him? He'd be dead. Poland is a fabulous, eccentric cross-dresser. Yeah, Poland's a really strict, I can't remember if it's Protestant or Catholic, but it's a really strict Christian country. They would not let their country be a fabulous cross-dresser. Like, come on. I love Poland. He's the best. Korea, as carefree as he is. Now, I thought Korea was actually a pretty carefree place, but when Hetalia first debuted worldwide, Korea got so upset that the character, was grabbing Japan's chest. And, that almost shut Hetalia down. So when an entire country is upset with how their character is portrayed, and I didn't even know it was, there's something wrong there. And Sweden and Finland's personality. Now, at first I thought, that's a little strange, but I can see Sweden being the way that he was. Until Hetafax pointed out that Swedish people are actually pretty chill and kind of insane. Kind of like PewDiePie. So Sweden and Finland's personalities, they're kind of flipped. So Hema does break stereotypes, and he's great at going with the stereotypes and then not doing the stereotypes at all, because bump it, he's Hema. He can do whatever the frick he wants. So we're back to our original question. Is Hetalia racist? In my opinion, I don't believe it is. Hema doesn't favor one country over another, and he makes fun of all the countries. He uses some countries' stereotypes, he uses some others. He makes some, he breaks some. Hema doesn't favor anyone, and Hema isn't cruel to any of them, really. I mean, some of them, like Russia, does get a little bit of a bad rap, but that's just because Russia's personality kind of, not personifies, but kind of shows the amalgamation of all the torture Russia's been through. And he does that with a couple characters, kind of like Lithuania. All of the Eastern European nations are kind of sad because Eastern Europe is a really sad place, okay? I've said this before, I'll say it again. Eastern Europe is a really sad place. It's really poor there. And yeah. And he does the same thing with like the Asian countries as well, like how Japan and China, they have their feuds. They've been doing that for a while. The only thing I can't understand is why Korea is such good friends with Japan, because Japan oppressed them a lot for a really long time. And I don't know. Whatever. Freaking, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Just going off with the history. But back to the question. Nah, I don't think Hetalia is a racist. I think Hetalia is an eccentric dude's idea of how the countries would interact, which is what Hetalia is. Basically, kind of, I don't know, maybe, that's my opinion of it. And I really do like Hetalia, and I know some people get so upset with how their nation is represented, like a bunch of Polish people, South Korean people, and I think Lithuanian people don't like how their characters are represented, and it's mostly because of how Poland and Lithuania interact, I don't know. And South Korea, for the reason I mentioned of South Korea grabbing Japan's chest, those are some people's opinions, but overall, I think all the countries are pretty fine. I mean, I wish some of them had more personality, like Vietnam and Egypt and characters like that, because they're pretty bland, if I do say so myself. But, like, take America. Americans don't care that their country is represented as a fat slob that, thinks it's self-important, has a map that just says U.S. everywhere. We're like that. We're America. What do you expect? And if you're gonna, like, be fine with some stereotypes, you can't just get so offended over others. Like, you can't favor one country. That there, my friend, is racism. Schooled, I don't know, man. But, is Hetalia racist? I'll say it for the third time. I don't think it is. Anyway, so that was all for that video. As terrible and rushed as it was. Whatever, so now my long ending rant, which hopefully doesn't go over 6 minutes. Jesus Christ. So why I can't be uploading is a new semester started. I think I mentioned this before, but this new semester has classes that actually give me work. So I'm busy over the weekends now, and it's been spring break, and something really bad happened to me the other day. I got rejected from a school I wanted to go to. So I was really upset for about 3 days straight and cried the entire first day. So yeah, so that's why I also haven't been uploading, because I've been sad. Anyways, so that's just some background information in case you wanted to know more about my life and why I haven't been uploading. I'm not running out of ideas, but I'm getting more self-conscious about what I upload, because I know a lot of my people are here for Hetalia, and I love making videos about Hetalia, but sometimes I don't want to make videos about Hetalia, and I feel bad for making those videos because A, not a lot of people watch them, B, it makes me feel like I'm disappointing the people that came here solely for Hetalia. Jesus Christ, I'm trying, people. Okay, it's getting close to that 6-minute mark, so I'll shut up, maybe. I don't know. I kind of ramble at the end of these. This is my ramble time. Enjoy. But I will be trying to upload at least twice a week now. It used to be once a week, and that used to be easy. Also, partly because I could do it on my computer in my computer class. But, yes, my life is fabulous. I will be trying to upload twice a week now instead of once a week. If I am able to meet that once a week deadline, that'd be swell. I'd love to do that, but I can't, because life is hard sometimes, and you get twice a week uploads. Woo! Yay! Twice a week. God, kill me now. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more anime and otaku related content. Ciao, chicos!